At you. It is a sad week, and I think it's exacerbated by all the things we're feeling in the country. Of course, we had an attempted assassination of several political leaders in this country. We had a white supremacist attempt to go into a black church in Kentucky, unsuccessful, so it kills two innocent black people at Kroger in Kentucky. And when confronted by another armed white man, he said, "White men don't kill white men," and they let each other go and walk away, which defeats that whole purpose of a good guy with a gun versus a bad guy with a gun. And then, of course, what happened in Pittsburgh, Squirrel Hill, the neighborhood that Mr. Rogers was from. And I think it typifies a lot of American neighborhoods right now, where violence is perpetrated on innocent people and nothing is done about it. Donald Trump's solution to these mass shootings is that people are armed in church. Let me say this: when you take guns into your your halls of worship, you cease to exhibit the faith that you're supposed to espouse. You cease to exhibit that. It is more of a viable option that this president would say, arm yourself, as opposed to disarm people. If all we do is pray when these things happen, a whole lot of people are going to be getting shot on their knees. Every time a mass shooting, a massacre happens, somebody on the right quotes Dr. Martin Luther King. In the height of irony, you forgot he got shot too, by the same sentiment that is being expressed right now, the same hatred and vitriol right now. Donald Trump, in August of last year, when a young woman was murdered by a white supremacist, said there are good people on both sides. Well, this is an example of one of those good people. With somebody trying to kill all these political leaders, is an example of some of those good people. The man who walks into a Kroger, a white supremacist, kills two black people. He's an example of some of those good people. And you know what's worse? You don't get to pretend like you don't know it. You know what's happening. This is so much like the way Germany started. It's so much like the Nazi movement started. There was a woman in church, she was at the synagogue, 97 years old. She survived Auschwitz, but she couldn't survive Appalachia. She survived Hitler, but could not survive a Saturday afternoon in Pittsburgh. And you do nothing. You do nothing. Even pretending to be empathic, pretending to care is too much a task for this president. And it's more. It says, and I say this all the time, it says more about America than it does about him. If we wanted it to stop, it would. But we take some parts and the rest is okay. Oh, I like his Supreme Court nominees. I like the way the economy is going. He's getting to do this because a lot of people are turning a deaf eye, a blind eye. Oh, well, the economy's doing great. Let me ask you something. What good is all of this money if we're spending so much of it to buy coffins? That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.